this is the review that I've been wanting to make. And geez, what a game it was. It was unreal. Friday night seems like a lifetime ago. It's a Monday now, so it's only been 3 days, but it feels like nearly a year ago. It's been that much. I don't know, that much hype around the game, that much excitement surrounding it. Obviously, the media, all of a sudden, the narrative changes. All of a sudden, Richmond's back. It's this and that. And look, I'm not buying into all of that stuff. It is nice to see some positive stuff about us in the media, but I'm not buying into all of that stuff too much. So we'll talk about the game, and I'll start with the fact that we started the game kicking 7 goals straight, which we never do. I feel like in big games especially, we'll have some early chances, ones that, or maybe gifts, from a free kick here or there, or whatever it is, and we don't capitalise. We miss the easy shots on goal, and we do it early, and then it costs us later in the game. And sometimes we miss those shots later in the game as well. But I just thought that the kick 7 straight, it was just showed really good resolve. And I think we found a bit more connection inside 50. Obviously, we had some midfielders kicking goals again, which is what we want. But I don't know, there was just something about it. It just felt different. And I said before, in the preview video, that this game just had something about it, like where I didn't say we're going to win, but it had something about it in the sense that it was an opportunity for us to win, and a scalp like this would have been massive for our season. And it was. I mean, look at the repercussions of winning this game. And yes, I will touch on the fact that Geelong did have a lot of quality players out. We're missing a couple ourselves, but Geelong had some very, top quality, top caliber players missing. But, they've won 5 straight. They're on a roll. They're the better team, or they've been the better team this year than what we have. And it was a win that we needed to do. And I thought it was awesome, and to have a 17-point lead at the first break was just sort of unheard of, with the way we've been playing. And I think the most important thing was that we had a 4-quarter effort. Like, all season, you have 1 quarter where we dominate, we look amazing, and then we fade. And most games we've been in, the Sydney game we got blown out, but this one we played all 4 quarters. And, it's pretty funny what happens when you play 4 quarters of, solid footy. You tend to win more often than you don't, I think, because it's usually about who can sort of hold up more. And I think it was awesome to see, the old boys, Dusty, Jack, Koch, all hitting the scoreboard. I think Jack had 2, Koch had 3, and we all know Dusty had 4, and it was amazing to see him back to some of his best form. And I'm pretty sure at the moment he's one of maybe 6 players in the competition averaging 20 disposals and a goal, which is pretty impressive for a bloke of his age who everyone thinks is, it's past him a little bit. And yeah, he's not his dominant best, but, to average 20 and a goal is pretty decent, especially at his age. So we'll absolutely take that. And it was amazing, and I think we were deadly at the turnover around the half back line. Daniel Rioli, pivotal for us. And if he's not an All-Australian sniff this year, I'll be very disappointed. He's been unreal for us this season. The turnover game around the half back line was so important. We're running hard and waves, the handball game. I still think we maybe went with that 1 or 2 too many handballs, and I think we'll always do that. I've talked about it for years and never seems to get cleaned up. Not that the coaches are listening to me, but it was nice to see that handball chain back. But a lot of the time it was different. We always do the handballs, and I always complain about us doing too many handballs, but it just seemed to work. Everything just seemed to click for us that night. All the little things that normally don't go your way, like the little taps on the ground, to tap it to an opponent or kick it off the ground. I think Camden McIntosh had one on the wing, and he kicked it along the ground and it bounced up perfectly to a teammate. And it was just little things like that don't normally go our way or won't go someone's way. Everything just seemed to work for us that night. Like it was all happening beautifully. I mean, the Dustin Martin, his 4th goal, I probably haven't seen a clearer push in the back in a while than that one was. But, surprisingly, the umpire didn't pay it. And, Dusty had a shot on goal just to put the little icing on top of the cake there. But it was, and to be fair, I think if O'Connor didn't dive as much as he did, it would have been a push in the back. But I think the umpire saw the dive and thought, there's nothing in it. But there was definitely something in it. It should have been a push in the back for sure. But we'll take it, absolutely. Look, I still think the stats didn't go in our favour, and they don't necessarily need to. I mean, you look at Collingwood last year and the things that they do or did. They weren't winning a lot of the key stats, but still winning games of football. So I don't look into it too much, but I've got the stats here in front of me. They were dominant at the stoppages early. Like, I think at halftime, they led the clearance count by 16. And I did speak about the fact that, they were missing some quality midfielders in Dangerfield and Guthrie, for example. And these blokes like, Taranto, Hopper, the ones that we brought in to win clearances, that'd be pivotal for us. And they had a great game. Obviously, it was disappointing to see Hopper leave injured early. But, yeah, it was a little bit disappointing to see us losing those stats. But it didn't seem to matter. We managed to find our way. I thought Noah Bolter was really good against Tom Hawkins. He probably got pushed around a little bit real early on. He looked a little bit frazzled, and I think he just found his own. I reckon if he just sticks to the basics, he can be a really, really good defender. I think it's when he tries to bite off more than he can chew that he makes silly mistakes and he looks a little bit uncomfortable out there. But when he keeps it simple, I think he does a really good job. And we're just watching him grow every week. I thought Nathan Broad was fantastic on Jeremy Cameron. Like, he kicked one goal and it was a late one at the end just to try and claw them back. That I think Brody did a really good job of keeping him locked down, keeping him higher up the ground, away from the goals. I don't know, it worked really well for us. I thought he did really, really good job, Brody. And he got the 8 coaches' votes. And speaking of, I'll run through them quickly. He had Broad with 8 coaches' votes, Jaden Short with 7, Dusty with 6, Daniel Rioli with 5, Tommy Atkins from the Cats had 3, and Liam Baker, ever reliable, had 1. And geez, he looks like a superhero out there sometimes, Bakes, the way he throws his body onto the footy and he's all over it, and he's tough as well. Like, he hits the contest real hard, and that's what we love about him. And he brought it again on Friday night. It was amazing. And, I said I wasn't buying into what the media says too much, but if anything, it could be a Kickstarter of confidence that the boys needed. We had the West Coast win, and it wasn't anything special. It was an ugly win. We needed to win it, and we did, but it was ugly. It wasn't impressive by any means. We come out against Geelong, play good football, impressive football, and yes, it's only one game. Yes, Geelong were, a bit down and out with a lot of the players they had missing, but maybe there's 2 wins in a row now. That's a bit of confidence that maybe the boys needed to push on. We've got Dreamtime coming up this week, then Port at the G, winnable games. And I think if we play the style of football we played against the Cats, where it was that, high turnover on the half-back, we score on turnover. That's what we were so good at when we were really good. And we brought that back again on the weekend. Jaden Short, 714 metres gained. He had 26 disposals as well. It's impressive. I think all our good players stepped up and played good football. And then all our young guys as well. Like Ryan Mansell, I thought was great. He had 2 goals. Hugo Ralph-Smith looked superb, just like that dash that he brought. JD Clark obviously kicks a nice little out the back goal once he comes onto the ground after Hopper got subbed off. Who else is great? I don't mind Pickett being a bit more up forward and Jack Ross on the wing. I don't mind that. I did feel like we missed Pickett's probably, what's the best word for it? I think his presence. He has a certain presence on the wing that I think we did miss at stages, but I didn't mind the option he brought up forward as well. And he didn't get on the scoreboard necessarily, but I liked what I saw. He's only a matter of games, but it's only a matter of time now before he absolutely launches up for a massive hanger. Like, how close did he get a stack of times during the game? I'm looking through a few things here, and yeah, again, we made the game messy, and it was that quick ball movement along the ground, and I think that's what ended up helping us against the Cats intercept defenders, and they were hurting us early as well. Stewart, Radigalea, I think we early on, despite a good lead at quarter time, I think every time we went inside 50, it was probably a little bit too slow, and then Radigalea, Stewart had time to come back and pick it off, and they were doing it every time. And then we found a way to negate that, and we stopped that from happening as much as the game went on. And I think it was because of that messy footy. A lot of it came in along the ground at times. It wasn't clean. And I think when we're playing our best football, it's not clean football. And I'm not saying insufficient football, because that hurts us, and it will hurt us if we continue to be insufficient. But I just think that fast pace where it might be that little tap over the top or little things like that just they work for us on the day, and it pays dividends, obviously. So I'm just having a look here. Look, I'll wrap it up here. It was a great win. It's been a few days, obviously, so we've all probably had a lot to digest about it, and there's not much more I can say that not many people already know. So it was great. I thought Shea Bolton had a wonderful game. The clearances in the midfield he was getting, and just his impact on the game was huge. And if he can build and sort of get back to that form he had last year, then, he's going to be hard to stop. So let's see if we can bring that back, because that was really impressive as well. So, look, that's pretty much all I've got. I'll wrap it up here. It's been a good weekend finally, and it was a Friday night, and it was great to have a nice little weekend where I could actually, sit back and think I'm happy with my side this week. It's been good. It was good to watch, and the rest of the football just seemed a lot more enjoyable knowing Richmond had won on the Friday night. So look forward to that. We've got a big game coming up this week. Dreamtime at the G, massive clash. We haven't lost to the Bombers in who knows how long, 10 years at least. So massive. We've got that streak on the line. Dreamtime's obviously a massive game, and our season, it's still on the line. If we're going to keep winning games, we can't really afford to drop many more. We don't have much room for error after the way we started the year. So hopefully this kickstarts our season. Big game, big win over the Cats, an old rival. I loved it. I hope you guys did too. And if you watch the replay, try keep an eye out for me on the replays. I'll sit in front row on the wing somewhere. I won't say where exactly, but keep an eye out and see if you can spot me. And if you do, send me a photo. It'd be cool to see if anyone finds me. A bit of a Where's Wally type task. But yeah, that's it. That's it for this video. Thank you again for watching. Appreciate all the support. Absolutely means the world. Enjoy the replays. Look forward to a big Dreamtime game, which I will be bringing out a preview for soon. But until then, go Tigers.